Hey everybody, it's Jenny at Launch Children's Ministry. Let's go over our volunteer training for this year. So first of all, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for answering God's call. We have record numbers in children's registrations for this year, and so we need each and every volunteer to make this possible. Thank you so very much. If you need anything, all of us are here to help you. So let's go over the rules for everybody for this year. So first of all, you might see a new face on here. That's Denise Jones. Jackie Comet has taken a full-time position at her children's Catholic school at St. Joseph's Catholic School, and we're so very excited for her. So what do each one of us do? I am the director for Launch Children's Ministry, so if you have any complaints or problems, bring them my way. Otherwise, I am your pre-K, kindergarten, and year one lesson plan coordinator. So I will be getting you all of those lessons each week, and you'll be hearing a lot of emails from me. If you are needing more supplies or anything in your room, though, Lynn Hodges, who is our office coordinator and helps our volunteers, she helps me to put together the supplies for that lesson. So during our classes, if you're needing anything, go to Lynn for that. Kristen Ott is our year 2, 3rd grade, 4th, and 5th grade coordinator. And so she will be getting the lesson plans for those grades, and Susan Rhodes helps her to prepare those as well as she herself does those. And we'll be talking to you about how to get those lessons. Susan also helps us with attendance and then family registrations and a variety of other things. If you're needing to get a sub, you can contact Lynn for that, or I will show you other ways to be able to do so. And then Denise Jones is going to be helping us with sacramental record keeping and the admin side of all those things. So we start classes August 20th through the 23rd. Make sure that before classes have started that you have completed any of your background check paperwork or your Virtus training. If you are not in compliance, Lynn will be contacting you. But if you just want to double check, you can contact her and she can let you know. But she will be hunting you down if you're not in compliance. So our Catechist resource page has gotten a little bit of an update because the website has changed a little bit. So on the Launch Children's Ministry website page, if you go to the bottom of it, you'll see a section that will say Catechist resources. And on that page, you can get things like your background check paperwork, your Virtus training information, all of the lesson plans that are there for the year, a sub request sheet. So if you're needing any of that, lots of other information like the calendar for the year and everything. So all of that is available on the Catechist resource page. And if you are needing a sub, please let us know in advance if you possibly can. You can email Lynn, you can call me if it's very last minute, and then you can always request it on the sub request page, which is on the Catechist resource site. And I'll be sending you all of those links multiple times during the year as well. So when you get into Launch on your first day or every day when you're coming in, you're going to check in and out at our volunteer station that we have there. It's the end of the launch hallway. Here's a picture of kind of what it looks like. It's a little bit like of a half door there. You're going to sign in, check your name off, and you're going to get your volunteer tag, and you're going to head to your classrooms with your attendance sheet and your volunteer tag. In your classroom, we will have all of your supplies ready to go. You don't need to pick up anything for that. They're all set. They're going to be in bins. If there is anything that you're running out of supplies for, let us know or put those items in the replace me box and we will get them replaced for you. And just double check your items at the beginning of class so that we can get those to you right away. During the first week of classes, we will begin with full out lessons. Like the first class is not just to get to know you week or like a dead week. We are fully beginning lessons. We will have some chances for you to have get to know you icebreaker activities for your kids, but we're like jumping right in. So I would definitely suggest after you check in, check your materials in your classroom. The parents might walk their kids in. You can say hi to them and then let them know that class is beginning for there. And then if you wanted to, you can have a contact sheet to hand out to parents either at the beginning of class or to kids to take home at the end of class that just gives them some information about you. And we're happy to print those out for you. So you can be like, hey, my name is Jenny Kuehl, and this is how long I've been doing this, and this is what my family's like, and this is why I like to teach. And it just kind of gives them some information about who is spending time with their child every single week during religious education classes. And then don't forget, every week you're going to be taking attendance. And if any kids are lost or end up in your classroom on accident, we are going to come around to you and collect those attendance sheets. And so at that time, you can be like, hey, Johnny's not on my attendance sheet. I don't know if he belongs here. And we'll figure it out for you. No worries. Don't forget, in your classrooms, there is a Virtus rule of you +2. So for example, if you and a co-teacher are teaching, but your co-teacher has not yet arrived or is like going to the office to grab something, you are not allowed to be left alone in the room if there's only like one other child that's arrived. So what I do when I'm teaching, if I'm the only one there, and one child has arrived as well, then I stand outside of the classroom so I'm visibly able to be seen. And then I have them get started on like some worksheets or coloring sheets or whatever, so that I am not alone in a room with them. And then once your co-teacher comes back, or if another student arrives, then you're able to enter into the classroom. So just make sure that anywhere you're going, whether it's like bathroom breaks or classrooms or worship or on field trips or, around the building or whatever, that there's always you plus another witness with a child. And mandatory reporting. If there's anything that you feel, see, hear at all about your children being in danger, you have to report that, or you can be liable for being sued for that. So here's the information for reporting it. You have 24 hours to report the situation. You do not have the ability to judge the situation on whether or not you think it is an actual situation. So if you hear anything that is any hint of abuse to a child, you have to report it. If you forget this number, we can provide it to you during the year, but we are not supposed to call. It must be you. So again, for attendance, you will receive your sheet at the beginning when you check in at your check-in station, and then you will take attendance by either marking an A for your child if they're absent, or a check mark if the child is present. You might also every once in a while possibly have a guest child. Children have the opportunity, if there is room in a classroom, to guest in a classroom. So if a child is a 8:45 Sunday year 1 class, but they got sick that day and now by Tuesday they are feeling better, they can join your Tuesday class as like a one-time guest, and you can just write them in on the attendance sheet and write them as a guest and then check mark them for that day so that we know to give them credit for that day. If any of your children are absent and contact you for makeup work, if you would please direct them to myself or to Kristen to be able to get them the makeup work that is available to them. For emergency procedures, all of these are listed in your classrooms on the wall. So if we call through your intercoms and we say code orange, then everybody's supposed to like stay still so we can try and find the missing child. If we say code purple, then that's a lockdown, and we will train you on how to do a code purple lockdown later in the year. Code blue is a weather alert, and so everybody's going to get to a tornado safe area, and then we will let you know if there's any inclement weather and a fire alarm. You will hear a fire alarm. So all of these codes and procedures are listed with the exact procedure you need to follow within your classroom with more detail. For worship, so we begin or end your session every single week with a worship. So if you have younger students that you're teaching, so we're talking about pre-K through year 1, those students will attend worship for the first 15 minutes of class. If you have kids year 2 through 5th grade, they will attend worship for the last 15 minutes of class. And then Kristen or myself will lead worship for the first several weeks. And then after they kind of get used to it, we invite children or even full classes to come on the stage to help us to lead worship in room 105. And don't forget that we have rules and behavior sheets if those are needed. You are doing this as a volunteer, and we are not expecting you to have full classroom experience that like a organized, and veteran teacher would have that has done this for a very, very long time, or a principal or, behavior coach. And so if you are having something that is difficult for you, please don't deal with it. We want you to give it to us. We want this to be a pleasurable experience for you. So get it written up if you need to, and we will take care of it from there. These behavior sheets will be available in your classroom, or we have additional ones in the office. But you can always just bring a kid down and say, they need a 5-minute break, or I need a 5-minute break from them. However you want to do it. We want to make sure that this is a good experience for you, and we don't want you to wait too long before you get help, please. So carpool duties, if you are a Sunday class versus if you're a Monday or Tuesday class, we will sign you up for different times to do carpool. You usually do it 3 or 4 times during the year. On Sunday, you're going to help us with carpool drop-off, and I will email you the week before to let you know that you have carpool drop-off duty and what times and what you need to do. If you are a Monday or Tuesday teacher, you will assist us with carpool pickup. So you're going to help us at the end of the class to get the kids into the cars. On Sundays, you're going to help us get the kids out of the cars. But I will email you if you're a Sunday person to let you know in advance. And Monday and Tuesday people, you will see that note when you sign in. So launch leader roles. Nobody is teaching alone by themselves unless you have 8 children or less. And so you will have a launch co-leader of some kind. And so if you could please work with your co-leader to figure out how you guys want to handle the lessons. Do you want one person to be the dominant teacher and more lead, and the other person will be a co-leader? Do you want to co-lead together equally? Like you teach the lesson one week and I'll teach the lesson the other week. Do you want to teach different parts of the lesson? So me and my co-leader, we've been teaching together for a very long time. And I usually do a particular part of the lesson and then he does a particular part of the lesson. And that's just kind of how we work things out. And it's worked really well for us. He loves to do the book reading stuff. And then I will explain stations and things. And so however you want to ask your co-leader, however you want to split up everything is totally fine. And we will send you out emails every single week with any new information. You get the lessons totally, several weeks in advance, hopefully, is always the goal for us, so that you can have those. Make sure that you arrive on time so that you can look over all your supplies and materials and your lesson plans. And then we keep a lesson plan for you online in your email, and it'll be physically in your classroom too. But if you need anything, please let us know. Those are the roles that we have for you, but we're not expecting you to do this if you're not sure of what to do. Please reach out to us. And how do we communicate with you? So every single week, either on Wednesday or Thursday, we are going to send out an email to you that's going to have your lesson plan attached with any other notes that we might have for the week for you. So it's oh, this week is a service week. And so here's your lesson plans, but don't forget that this is the time that you guys are going to split up and be with a buddy class or whatever. Or, oh, this week there's not really that much information, so here's just your lesson plan. Or this week we also have Virtus training for you guys to teach as well. So we'll send you out any additional lesson notes that we have. So please make sure that you check over the emails to make sure you have all the information. If you want to sign up for the Remind text apps to see that what we are sending out to the parents that help remind you if we don't have classes, if there are weather cancellations, what we learned that day. If you want to see what we're sending out to families, please sign up for those. And those are available both on the Catechist resource page and on the Launch Children's Ministry website. If we are closed for any reason, for inclement weather or holidays or anything like that, we send out emails, we send out text messages. It's always on the Launch Children's Ministry website and on the Facebook page. So we try and give you all that, but we also give you a calendar in advance so that you can have that information as well. And we would love for you to communicate with parents if you can. So parents really prefer to hear from you versus us. They kind of sometimes ignore our emails. And so if you would please email your classes, either an update, you can take class pictures and send those out, send them any important information. We will give you your rosters, and then they will be located on the Catechist resource page for you on the Google Drive. And it will have your classroom information and all updated emails and contacts. If you notice, if you get onto that roster and you're oh wait, I don't see Jimmy's parents' email on here, just email us and we'll update that list right away. It might have just been overlooked for some reason. But we've got those for you so that you can email classes every week if you would like to, every month, whatever you would want to do. And please, if you can, take photos of your class, and we will give you the website link for you to be able to upload photos directly to the Google Drive. It's also located on the Catechist resource page, so you can grab it from there. And then occasionally during the year, I send you out emails that are hey, don't forget to upload photos. But the parents love to see photos of their kids. And if there's any kids that can't have a photo taken, it will be marked on their attendance sheet. There'll be a star next to it, and they're usually located in red ink as well. That's don't take a picture of this kid. But those photos are pretty rare. And so if you want to make that kid not feel awkward when you're taking photos or whatever, you can kind of have them placed on the end of a photo, and you can kind of just like move the camera over a little bit and kind of crop them out. Or when you take a photo, what I did for my classes was I would like smudge out their face or put like a little heart or something over their face so they could still be involved in photos and everything. And don't forget why we're here. We are here to ignite children's Catholic faith, and our job is to try and get them closer to Jesus. We want them to love their faith and know their faith so that they continue their faith throughout their life. And don't forget to fill yourself. If you need to take a day off, not because you're sick or you're going out of town, if you just want a you day, if you just want to say, I just need a sub for this week because I've been working 12 Sundays in a row and I'm just burned out or whatever, put it on the sub request page. You don't ever have to tell us why you need a sub. You just need to tell us you need a sub. So if you need to take days, please take days for those. Take days that you have retreats for yourself. Take days off for you. You can't give other people when you're totally empty. So don't forget to take time for you. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We are all here to help you and to bless you in any possible way that we can. Thank you so much for serving us and for blessing us here at Launch Children's Ministry. And we can't wait to start classes with you. Have a blessed day.